Okay, so hey guys, welcome back to another Axel 72 video. Pleasure to be joined again by Arlo Stevens, and like I said to you off camera, you're oozing confidence at the moment, and do you feel more than ready for Saturday night?
Yeah, way more than ready. You know, at the level that I'm fighting at the minute, I should be beating these guys easy. So yeah, very ready.
And last time out, it was, of course, a tough performance, but a performance where you showed your skills, and were you happy with that performance?
At the time, I weren't happy because I wanted to knock him out, and I didn't knock him out. But then you watch it back, you reflect, and you see this is a guy that most people fight in their 7th or 8th fight, not their first fight. So it just is what it is. I won every round. I did everything I could have done, except I was probably a bit too excited because it was my debut. Yeah.
Would you say that you are your own harshest critic?
Yeah, definitely. I'm an absolute perfectionist in most things, so yeah.
Do you feel like you kind of, to an extent, have to be in this sport to keep progressing?
I think so. Oh, I think it helps if you are because you push yourself a little bit harder every day. You get that 1%. But everyone's got their own method, everyone's got their own recipe. But that just works for me.
Did you notice that kind of clear difference between the amateurs and the pro styles?
Stylistically, honestly, not really because I was against a man who was a heavy bag on legs. Do you know what I mean? So there wasn't much coming back at me. Although the whole general event, it felt very different because even like the lights in the ring were just 10 times hotter than they are in the amateurs because it's all about the showbiz, it's all about looking the part, isn't it?
Most definitely. Did you deal with the nerves relatively well?
I think so. I weren't nervous until I started walking down the aisle, but then it all kicked in. But I got through the first round, shook the nerves off, and then just went to work as normal.
And do you feel now that you have experienced your debut, of course, do you feel like this next performance is going to be a more mature and sensible one which you can stick to your perfect game plan?
Yeah, I think so. I think, what I expect is for this round, the first round to be round 5 of my career, really. To start this fight where I left off in the last one, and hopefully put them away this time.
Do you still fully back everything to do with your power and everything like that to be able to get any of these guys out of there?
Yeah, I'll back it hard.
No, that's good to hear. And I suppose progression-wise, with the heavyweight division, you have maybe 5 or 6 fights, and then you're in with some of the huge fights. And Izzy was up there speaking about it. Do you feel like it isn't far away for you to have a big British fight?
I don't think it's very far at all, especially with the backing of GBM behind me. It puts me on the map, so all I've got to do is keep winning, and then what happens will happen.
Would you ever be somebody who, when you get to that level, you're willingly going to call out people?
I don't know, we have to see at the time, see if anyone pisses me off, you know what I mean, but I don't know.
Of course, and I mean, they're now with DAZN GBM, and that's a huge upgrade for them, and how nice is it to be fighting on such a big platform?
Yeah, unreal, to be fair, unreal. I always said I didn't want to turn professional until I was in a position to get a TV deal, and look where we are now, do you know what I mean? Fight number 2 on DAZN with GBM. It's just been written for me, really.
Do you feel like DAZN is quite quickly becoming the home of all type of boxing now?
Yeah, it seems that way. I mean, I suppose with the whole streaming element of it as well, it's available to more people. So yeah.
Of course, and I suppose for anybody who may not have watched you fight, if you were to name 1 or 2 key attributes of yours, what would they say they are?
Skill, movement, and power.
That's all you need, mate. And and I suppose preparations-wise, did you really go out of the gym any time in between or after the win?
No, I had maybe 2-3 days out, back to work, back to normal life, and then soon later you get a call from Izzy and Al, and they say you got a fight coming up, so you're back in the gym.
And I suppose with this card having quite a lot of pull-outs and things like that, do you know your opponent yet?
Yeah, I mean my original opponent was pulled out as well, but I know the name of this guy. Well, I know his first name, but it don't matter to me really. I don't care. I mean, as long as someone's there to get in the room with me, and I'm going to beat them up, I'm happy.
It's a very confident, entertaining mindset. And do you feel like you're beginning to sell yourself as a product and make other promoters as well? Is he also proud of that?
I mean, I don't know. The people watching will have to be the people with a say on that verdict. So I don't know. I'm just being me. I'm fighting because I like fighting. And that's all I can bring, that's all I can promise, do you know what I mean? Is I'm going to fight and I'm going to be me.
How important is it to stay true to yourself and to not try and do things that are maybe different to what you would do?
I mean, I think it just, yeah, like you say, it just comes down to integrity, doesn't it? So I think I've got integrity. I think it's quite important to be yourself and to do what you want to do. I mean, you are the person in charge of your own life. I'm the person in charge of my life. So, yeah, I think it's fundamental to who you are as a person.
So it's a very good mature mindset to have as well. And what would you say currently is your main motivation?
Just to get my career pushing, you know what I mean? Just to get busy, get active, and to keep building the record up and climb up the rankings. That's all I want.
So where would you see yourself in a year's time?
Depends how many fights they give me. Say they give me 6 fights, I think I'll be 7-0. If they give me 8 fights, I'll probably be 9-0. Do you know what I mean? That's what I see.
Of course, Arlo. One final question from me. I appreciate your time. Anybody that comes on, I'd like to open up the floor. Anything you want to shout out, promote, anything like that?
Just shout out to my sponsors, really, who have stayed with me for this camp. I'll stand a little bit further back. So you see JDL Roofing, Kane Decorators, Y1 Windows and F Sports Therapy. Stayed with me for camp number 2, helped me get the recovery that I need, and helped me buy the time to train more. So, yeah, thank you to my sponsors, really.
Arlo, always appreciate your time. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you.